All right, so good afternoon, everybody, or morning, whatever.
Whatever
Welcome.
the case may be.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know what you guys do. Maybe it's at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, welcome back to Off-Road News. This will be episode 2.5. Don't
Maybe
ask.
2.56.
Maybe 2.56. Yeah, it all depends on our editor, you know. So this week we're going to be covering as the Ultra 4 races that happened at the King and Hammers with the race results. I'm going to go over some of the stuff at UPLA and some of the weather.
Yep, and we also have We Rock getting ready to start their season. We have an interview with Jake Good and Caleb Good with We Rock and what they are expecting to see this next upcoming season.
Should be, considering We Rock kicks off this
This weekend.
Is it this weekend or next weekend?
I think it's this weekend. The 28th through the 1st.
It'd be next weekend.
Okay, next weekend? Okay.
Yeah, next weekend. So should be good. But we'll start off with some of the Ultra 4 stuff. It was a pretty interesting race.
It was.
Especially the 4400 class on Saturday. It was pretty intense.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. So out of all the cars that started for the 4400 class, only two finished?
Dude, was it like 86 or 89 cars that started?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. And everybody, only 2 cars passed the line in the time frame. So a lot of failures. A lot of beer cans.
A lot of back and forth for a bunch of guys. Over 14 hours in a car.
Yeah, some of the new additions to the race course look pretty intense. So
definitely. It's pretty amazing that this equipment can even endure the amount of abuse these guys give them. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but Lauren was talking about his car and some of the stuff that it was going through. He actually took the AR plate on his skid plate and started smashing it, and it mushroomed out and got to a point where it had some rocks and some gravel up in between the skid plate and knocked a hole in.
Unfortunately, his car took a pretty intense beating and wasn't able to complete the race.
Very, very intense beating. Rolled it over a couple times. It had no skins left on it.
Yeah, no skins. It's all over the racetrack. Thank goodness for some of the spectators that picked up some of the debris. I know that his co-driver was in and out all the time winching, so I think they also blew up a winch, so that's pretty impressive. Or actually King Hammers in general, because man, there was some crazy stuff that was kind of way inappropriate that happened on the.
I'm just glad to see that Dave finally stepped up and put an end to it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm most happy about, is the fact that he shut it down, and he told him, look, if we have to shut it completely down, we're not coming back. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of the events that happened on the back of a Chocolate Thunder, was very inappropriate, and it shines a bad light on people that actually enjoy off-roading. Majority of those people that started a bunch of drama, and
they're not wheelers.
They're not real wheelers. They don't understand the things that we have to endure to try to keep these trails open and keeping these events like King of the Hammers running. So it's kind of a shame that stuff has to actually happen, but it happened. But I guess what can we do but move on, learn from our lessons, and hopefully be a little bit more proactive for next year.
Yeah. Well, and just getting it shut down and stuff, all the trash and all the stuff that everybody was leaving behind, and that's not a wheeler. That's a troublemaker. That's not somebody that's actually there for the races and that kind of stuff. They're there to get drunk, get in fights, and cause problems for everybody else.
Yeah, those guys probably should stay at home.
Although the dude with the lightsabers,
that was
awesome.
That was pretty rad. I watched those videos a couple times. That looked like a lot of fun. I know we during those Star Wars events, a couple of the guys on the ARC Jeep Club brought some lightsabers on trail. Primarily we did when no one's looking, but still, it happened.
It's still fun.
Anyway, what's going on with our race results?
Yeah, let me read them off to you. We'll check them out, and then we'll move on from there. But it's still quite amazing that even one car finished the 4400.
Oh yeah, most
course.
definitely.
That was a serious amount of beating on vehicles. So on the 4400 class, we had Randy Slauson, Josh Baylor, and Paul Wolf. And Paul Wolf didn't actually cross the line to finish. He traveled further than anybody else. So he was the furthest on course when time ran out.
Wow.
So he didn't even actually finish, but he got the third place because he traveled further than anyone else. And then we still have to give props to Lauren. He finished fourth, so he was the next furthest that traveled. And then it bounces on through several people. Now we covered the 4400 class. Now let's look at the 4800 class, which was Dylan Summers, Amber Slauson, and Derek Summers.
Is that a family team?
I believe that if I remember right, Dylan was the son and Derek is the dad.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Then in the 4600 class, we had Brad Lovell, Lauren Healy, and Jesse Bennett. And then in the 4500 class, we had Peter Doolin, this is the one that I can't ever pronounce right. Taryn Hollowich, and then Anthony Taylor took third. And that's our main race results for the big cars. And on our next episode, we'll talk about the desert races and the UTV classes, because they were total separate kind of deal. These are the OGs.
Oh, we can't forget the King of the Motos too.
Right. We'll talk about them too.
So what happened to Mud Nuts?
Oh. So John, he was coming through on his first lap, on his second lap, and rubbed a hole in a power steering hose and lost power steering.
Oh man, that's the worst.
And he didn't have the stuff to just block off the power steering and continue forward. And it was too far for him to walk back to pit. He was just in the right place. The Big Bronco and Sean, and they broke on the base.
Oh dang.
So the way that works is you can't park there.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let you park
No.
This is non-parking zone.
You can't park there. And not only can you not park there, but you cannot get out of your car and walk or run or bicycle back to a pit. So if you break on the base, you're done, because you get outside help. They come and literally Race Ops comes and retrieves you and drags you off course. So they broke down on course on the base, and it ended their day.
Oh damn, that really sucks.
It was just a fuel delivery issue, and it was something simple and that they could have fixed, but where they broke down, it ended their day.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah.
But I know they typically do really well in Ultra Force, so I'd like to be interested to see how they actually do this season. Actually, why don't we introduce
Welcome to the Leering Center.
Tim
For kids who can't read good,
Nevedonsky.
we'll help you learn real good.
Come
He's
on
gonna
down
kill me
today.
next time he sees me. Anyway, Tim's the president of current president of Four Load, New Mexico, and we'll show his rig up on the screen while we take this quick break.
So yeah, we're coming into the season opener for We Rock, and then I actually got a chance to call Jake on the phone and talk to him about their upcoming season.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a good conversation, so we'll be putting that on air here in just a little while. Let everybody listen on that conversation. It's pretty awesome. We cover some of the history of WeRock. We cover what makes WeRock WeRock. We cover a few of the ins and outs, any rule changes, that kind of stuff.
Were there any rule changes?
So the only real rule change is the fifth gate. They added a gate to the pro classes, is from what I understood. The unlimited class had a fifth gate, and they just added it to the
pro class,
to the not the unlimiteds, but the pro comps.
Okay.
The 2-seat cars.
So they have to go through a fifth gate. They're just not limited to the 4 gates now. They have to go through a fifth.
Yep. And then we also got to touch bases on Caleb's simulator.
Nice. If you guys ever get a chance, you should guys check it out. We kind of saw the preliminaries at our fall crawl event that we hold every year here, and it looked pretty good.
So there's a lot of drivers that are actually using it for practice. It's that realistic that they're being able to pick a line and then shoot that line on the simulator and then get in their real car and shoot the same line.
Wow.
So it's because of the way that their scanning works and everything, and then the geometry and the physics in the simulator, it's very, very similar to actually being in a real rock crawler. And the way that it works, they react the same way that car is going to react. So if you get in there and it's going to pick a tire, it picks a tire. Or if it's going to unload on a side hill, it's actually going to unload.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of people that are, a lot of the competitors that are starting to use the simulator to figure out what the car's going to do in certain situations, and they're being able to learn their cars. So now I see a struggle in the future where they're going to be wanting to get their car scanned by Caleb so that it can be in the simulator.
Well, that could be very advantageous if you could actually get into that type of program. So get a little bit more familiar with your car without having so much seat time. And
oh yeah, well they do it now they really use it in F1 racing and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
those simulators are pretty spot on.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that's like a multi-million-dollar industry. So
right.
They got the money to play with. But good for Caleb.
Yeah.
It's definitely a step in a positive direction for the rock crawling and off-road communities to be able to have a simulator that they could actually play and learn on before they actually put their rigs at true risk. So
we'll post up the entire interview. We're going to play some of the highlights here, but we'll post up the entire interview for everybody to check out and watch. And I encourage everybody to check it out. It's got a lot of useful information and a lot of really cool attributes of WeRock and what makes it such an awesome freaking sport that is kind of withstood the test of time. So definitely check it out, and we're going to move over into the highlights of that interview, and we'll talk to you guys here in a bit.
Is going to be the man to beat, but we've got a bunch of other people in Unlimited, and it's anybody's game, in my opinion. So
I know we'll have Cassini's in Unlimited. Who or how many? I don't even think we know that yet, but I know there probably will be at least in Unlimited. Brett Dickey just came out and ran Unlimited for the first time in the single-seat, whole-seat fabrication buggy. That thing is a work of art.
So another person we got a chance to talk to was Mike Lamar with UPLA. Super cool dude. Super cool nonprofit trying to keep lands open in Utah. UPLA is Utah Public Land Alliance. I almost got it right that time. That's almost scary. I've almost said it enough times that I know how to say it.
Yeah, we don't know how many times he had to say that to get him that far.
Almost rolled off my tongue. But yeah, I'm wearing the hat. But it's super cool organization. Lauren's a super cool guy. And then we had an opportunity to talk to their only paid employee, which is Mike Lamar. He goes, his main job is to go and talk to clubs and club organizers and that kind of stuff and find out what they're having issues with as far as dealing with BLM, and if there's any major problems. He has the opportunity to go back to UPLA and report, and then start building a case so that they can start dealing with whatever may be going on with BLM or anybody that's trying to close a road that they can't close it legally or that kind of stuff. So super cool. So yeah, we'll roll that interview and we'll play the highlights again as usual. Show the highlights of the interview, and then the entire interview will be uploaded onto the channel. So when you guys get a chance, go ahead and take a glance at that, and we'll talk to you guys here shortly after we're done with that interview.
We're in a great point right now. The organization's been around for 14 years, and they've been taking the fight everywhere through Utah. At first, it started with just Sand Mountain.
Right.
And so to keep Sand Mountain open and from being developed, they raised a bunch of money, and they were able to kind of change some policy and change back to lawful development.
That's awesome.
Well, welcome back to the weather with some of our most favorite off-road parks. And Chris, get off your lazy ass and put up the weather.
Weather with Firefighter Bravo.
Right. So this week's weather, we'll start off with Baghdad for all those early birds that wanted to get a jump start on the opener of Wee Rock. So it looks like Sunday is going to be your best opportunity for wheeling, with the highs of 36s and the lows are 40s at night. So for Moab, looks like the best opportunity is going to be on Sunday again with the high of 45, low of 27. Farmington kind of looks crappy this weekend. Looks like we might have a potential for snow and some moisture coming in. Snow wheeling.
Can only hope.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Only if it drops enough snow. If it's not, it just becomes a bunch of mud and becomes messy. Then it becomes kind of expensive washing your rig down like 20 times just to get everything clean. But if you are going out wheeling this weekend in Farmington, Sunday's probably going to be your best bet. Highs of 53, lows of 27. Same thing with Sand Hollow. Looks like the best opportunities for wheeling down in Sand Hollow is going to be this Sunday. Weather's going to be the highs of 50, so it's not too bad. Windrock looks like Saturday is going to be your warmest day. Highs of 50, lows of 40, with a possible chance of rain on Friday. Johnson Valley, if you guys are still playing in the hammers.
Which there's still people out there tearing down.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. So weather doesn't look too bad. The lows or the highs in the day is going to be anywhere from 44 to 55, and the lows anywhere from 31 to 40. So the hard chargers are still turning down the hammers and making sure we can actually participate again next year. Thank you. Wolf Cave, the guys I will in this weekend up in Texas. Looks like you guys have some really good weather. Highs of in the 70s, and the lows, it looks like it might be dropping down to the upper 30s, mid 40s, somewhere in there. Badlands, Indiana, haven't been there. Like to go actually up there one day. Looks like your best opportunity is still going to be Friday, Saturday, with the fair weather. Highs of around 41 to lows of 26 to 27. Sunday's going to drop it down a little bit. And that would be our local weather reports. Where some of our
weather,
or
our week weather,
weekend weather, not the weekend weather, or weekend weather, weekend weather. Cause
week weather.
Yeah,
I don't think it's week weather here. It's going to be freaking cold.
Yeah, it's going to be a little cold, but. Anyway, well, that would conclude the weather report for episode 2.56.
2.56.
2.56.
Point.
2.56.
Awesome. So, dude, I still can't get over what all went on with the Ultra 4 race. Like, the way that they've changed some things up and having those virtual checkpoints actually in the obstacles. Like, you have to do this obstacle in order to get credit for this trail.
Yeah, it's kind of definitely made it a lot more challenging for the competitors to kind of level the playing fields a little bit, I think. Because some people would find the quick go arounds on some of the bigger rocks or bigger obstacles. So it definitely makes everybody
I know
on the same playing field.
I know whenever I was more involved with it, there was always questions of whether or not that some of the people were actually doing the entire course, because they were finishing in times that I don't know that it's actually possible. And we've actually experienced where our teams would be down in the muck and down in the rocks, and they would get passed by people up on the ridge. So I think these new virtual VCPs are a game changer. They're actually making sure that everybody's doing the entire race course and no shortcuts. And if you do miss one, it's a 15-minute penalty, and it is what it is. And they add it all up at the end of the day and figure out where you sit.
Yep, be good. Can't wait to see how things play out, especially for next year.
I'm
using
super
the
excited.
virtual gates. So.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm also super excited about WeRock.
Oh, that's always a pleasure to go see. I always like to go see it when they're here in Farmington on the Grand National Finals.
Yeah, just the amount of innovation and stuff that's come out of that, and we went from whenever I first started in rock crawling and then kind of competing in rock crawling, we went from a rollover on the trail was an all-day ordeal. Like, if somebody rolled over or had a yard sale, that was the end of the day. It was all hands on deck to get that Jeep off of the trail and back to the trailer, and it was the end of pretty much everybody's day. To now, with the innovations and stuff that WeRock has provided into these cars, now it's somebody tips over, we stand it back up and go again.
Yeah,
And
usually, even if it's a big rollover, 10, 15 minutes on the course and they're off the course, or
Yep. It still sucks, and it costs a lot of money to roll a rig over. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a day ender.
yeah. Also, all the safety features that you have to add into your rig now. The roll cage has to be a certain size, certain the diameter and thickness for your tubes.
Oh yeah,
So
just absolutely amazing. What these race industries bring to the consumer market, and how important it really is that these guys get to do what they do. It definitely, I don't care what anybody says, being able to go swipe a credit card for a Jeep Wrangler that is capable of going on any trail in this country is due to Ultra 4 and WeRock and other race associations like NORA and SCORE and the innovations that come out of there, all the striving and the fighting to go fast in the desert, be able to crawl over rocks that are taller than I am and wider than I am.
yeah, they definitely bring innovation to the hobby that we enjoy and love. New technologies. I know WeRock and some of those competitive buggies, they're actually stretching some of the the boundaries that maybe 5-10 years ago we didn't think were possible with extendable suspensions and being able to raise or lower it just based on your shocks or changing your gear ratio aspect between your front and rears. So that's a pretty innovative technology that they're bringing to our industries. That
I think they're pushing the limits of freaking physics.
I think they're getting close, but
You start watching what they do, and it's like that. There's no way that car's going to stick to that. And then it goes right up it, and like, it's just amazing. I absolutely love it.
yep,
I think it's time to go wheeling.
I think it is.
Have a good night, all, or morning.
Good morning,
or
whatever
your case may be.
All right,
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Break out the clapper.